What's up everyone, TheMrTrails here, and it is week 2 of only 2 modifiers in Dauntless Trials, and let's take a look at what that means for Malkarion Trials, because there is actually a pretty interesting change here. Malkarion Trials used to come with Behemoth Blitz, Deep Freeze, and Danger Zones as the modifiers. So it was actually already close to that 2 modifiers, it just needed to remove one. However, instead of keeping Behemoth Blitz or Danger Zones, both of those have been removed and been replaced by Desperation. So this means our Dauntless Trial has Desperation and Deep Freeze, and the normal trial has Deep Freeze. Desperation makes it so behemoths don't enrage until they are halfway dead, and then they will remain enraged until they die. If I recall correctly, the Malkarion enrage animation does reset the interrupt timer on it, when I believe normally it would try to wait between 30 to 40 seconds to actually do another interrupt, but the old trial strategies, at least the ones with discipline, did have to have the timer reset for them. So at least some of these strategies won't be the exact same anymore. But what this also means is that you will be getting the damage bonus from the Frenzy tonic a little bit later in the trial as well, which is actually kind of a big deal, and that means we could see this trial end up being a little bit longer than it used to, even for the fastest of runs. But how do I think the modifier changes affect the playability of this trial? It actually does increase it a little bit. There's a common bug with the Frost Elemental effect and Behemoth Blitz when they are paired together, and the side effect of this made Malkarion get up from certain animations before it really should have. Instead of the Frost proc actually slowing Malkarion down, it just snapped it into place, which would have been several seconds into the future, which is a fairly annoying bug, and while it's upsetting that they didn't just fix that sort of a thing from happening, because that does happen with other behemoths involved with Behemoth Blitz as well, it at least is going to be present in one less trial now. Danger Zones is nice to get rid of. While they didn't work like 90% of the time, that 10% of the time that they did were really frustrating to lose runs to, but I could see just as many people upset at the Desperation modifier here just because of how it messes around with the scripting of a fight, and this is probably going to lead to a situation where you're going to need good enough crit RNG to make that script go according to plan. For the speedrunners out there, let me know your opinions on that change. But if you're just looking for an easy clear on this trial, the Chainblade mounting strategy still does work for about 80 to 90% of the fight fairly consistently. You'll probably want to jump off the mount a couple of times, both to retonic as well as to do a full momentum slam. And if you're going to rock discipline, you'll probably want to get another stack of that while you're down there. Even if you're not 100% versed on the strategies for it, you could very likely get within that 3 to 4 minute range on this trial. Though obviously the best times for this trial will still be on foot, and when you're on foot, I would argue this is one of the more demanding trials skill-wise. Sort of a easy to clear, thanks to mount cheesing, but hard to master, because it's actually a pretty difficult fight when you're just going at it mano a mano. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Drop a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I have been Trevor. I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.